Sup guys, not much. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I really need the validation. And if you have, I really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, pal. Today, I'm sitting in the big comfy chair because I watched a movie. And as you may know, my favorite actor in the whole world is John Goodman. So, I watched a John Goodman movie. And this John Goodman movie was the FlintStones. So let's just get into it. The movie opens with everybody working in the quarry, except for some mean dude sitting in the office talking about some scheme that he's come up with, but he needs a stooge to be able to pull it off.
And somewhere down there is the ignorant stooge who will make all my schemes come true.
Cut to Fred Flintstone. Played by John Goodman. And then we cue the Flintstones theme song. Just like in the old cartoon. This was fantastic. Fred gets his family and they go to the drive-in to watch a movie. This movie. Wait, so will they see the scene where they're watching the movie? So they'll see that they're watching the movie and they'll see that they're watching the movie and they'll see that they're watching the movie and they'll... My brain hurts. Fred and Barney, played by Rick Moranis, are driving in a car together, singing along to the radio. You mean to tell me that this civilization doesn't have the technology to make cars that move without the power of feet pushing them, but they do have the technology to broadcast radio transmissions? Okay. Barney expresses how excited he is to be a dad, and Fred ribs him a little bit.
Think I'll be a good daddy, Fred?
Well, you're bound to find something you're good at.
Yeah, sure, but... Hey!
From this scene alone, it is clear that these guys are the best of friends. I sure hope nothing gets in the way of that. Oh, plot detail alert. Okay, Barney and Betty are actually adopting a child, and they got the money to be able to do it from Fred. But Fred doesn't want anybody knowing about him giving Barney the money, especially his wife Wilma.
You're afraid to tell Wilma, aren't you?
Uh-oh. So Fred comes home from work and gets mauled by Dino.
I'm home!
And then he gets up and he greets his wife Wilma and his baby daughter Pebbles.
Here comes the big daddy source!
And then Wilma starts asking questions about why there's no money in their savings account.
I decided that it was time to buy a new one. But when I went to take money out of our savings account, guess what?
After some trying to avoid the question,
In this cave, I am the king!
And what, Fred?
And you have every right to know, my queen.
Fred comes clean to Wilma.
Wilma, without that money, they wouldn't be allowed to adopt a baby.
Okay, so this bothers me a little bit. Fred is worried that Wilma will be upset that he gave the money to the rebels, but she's actually in support of it.
What you have just done for the rebels is the sweetest, most generous thing I ever heard.
Which makes sense because it's an incredibly positive thing. They're helping their friends out, right? But why isn't she mad that he kept it a secret from her? They should be communicating more!
I also bought a new bowling ball.
It's adoption time! Betty is worried.
It just hit me. From now on, I'll be spending 24 hours a day attending to the every need of a helpless little boy.
And then she isn't.
Then again, maybe it won't be such a big adjustment after all.
So the rebels meet their new son, Bam Bam, who is kind of quiet, and then he gets scared by the camera flash when Wilma takes a picture, and he beats up Barney. And then we get this cute montage of Bam Bam getting used to the civilized life that the rebels are used to. Uh-oh. John Goodman is in a bowling alley. I've seen this before.
Bucket zero!
Okay, so Fred needs a strike to win this game for his bowling team. Can he do it?
Hey, is the earth flat?
Fred wins the game! And then Barney reads a poem to celebrate his dear friend.
Since I was just a lad of 10, I've had the very bestest friend.
Fred goes home to discover that his mother-in-law is at their house, and they bicker.
I got half of mine.
Oh, don't flatter yourself.
That's it! Where's my club, Wilma?
You just try it, fatso.
Ah, time for work. And now we see this mean guy again, whose name is Mr. Vandercave.
But today, I am here to formally announce the creation of Slate & Company's Executive Placement Program.
And now he's looking for his stooge. There's going to be this big test that all the quarry workers will take, and whoever gets the highest score will be a part of the management team.
Saturday, an aptitude test will be given, granting one of you the opportunity to crawl out of the primordial ooze and be somebody.
Fred is dedicated to studying hard and getting the highest score so that he can be the new executive. He's having some trouble with the test, though. Barney sees how poorly Fred did on the test, and he got concerned, so he swapped their tests. Because of this kind act, Fred got the highest score and is now the new executive.
Believe it or not, the one who scored the highest was Fred Flintstone.
That big ape?
No, the big ape got a 65.
This new role seems to have given Fred a whole lot of confidence, and it's perked up his mood quite a bit.
Good morning, Mr. Vice President.
Good morning, Mrs. Vice President.
Mr. Vandercave shows Fred around his new office
Fred Flintstone, you've arrived.
and introduces him to his new secretary, Sharon Stone, and she's trying to seduce him.
So feel free to use me however you see fit.
Fred's preference for types of coffee is my favorite.
Coffee?
Sure.
How would you like it?
A cup?
He's really enjoying his new position.
Guess what I am? Vice President of Industrial Procurement.
Oh no, they're embezzling money and they're gonna put it on my man John Goodman!
Mr. Flintstone, you are about to embezzle a great deal of money. Unfortunately for you, we get to keep it.
Oh no, they want Fred to fire Barney!
Are you ready for your first executive action?
Ready and willing, whatever you need, consider it done.
Good. I want you to fire Bernard Rubble.
Done. What? Fire Barney? Why?
Oh no, this is a bad time for a party!
Hey, listen, Barney, there's something we gotta talk about.
Yeah, later, Fred.
Oh, but now Wilma's mom seems to respect Fred because of his new position?
There's my big, handsome son-in-law.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Fred is really uncomfortable with receiving all this praise when he has to let his best friend go.
Congratulations, big guy.
Barney, I can't accept this.
But he isn't particularly tactful.
You're fired.
Fired?
I love the way this is going. In a heartfelt moment, Fred tells Barney that he got the lowest score, which is why he was fired.
You're a wonderful father, a loving husband, a hard worker. None of that counts on an aptitude test. You got the lowest score, pal.
But only Barney knows the truth, that should have been Fred. Back at work, Fred is showing how competent of an executive he really is.
I hate to bust your bubble, but if you build houses this small, who's gonna live in them?
Then we see that Betty's really worried about Barney not working and the adoption agency taking Bam Bam away.
Barney's still out of work. We've nearly spent all of our savings in Wilma. What if the adoption agency finds out? We're gonna lose my baby.
So then we shoot on back over to work, and we see Fred conducting a letter to his boss, showing that he is a man of the people.
Slate, I feel that a paid vacation for everyone in the quarry would raise morale and increase productivity, a whole bunch.
Now, Fred is supposed to sign some papers that Sharon Stone brings to him, you know, for the embezzlement, but he knows better and he decides that he wants to read them over first.
We remodeled our kitchen a couple of years ago, and let me tell you, contractors can be real pirates. I'm gonna read these over.
But she can't have that, so she decides to distract him with more seduction.
Reading is my job. You wouldn't want to put poor little old me out of work now, would you?
And then Wilma shows up and it looks bad.
Wilma! What a surprise!
I don't like this. Wilma wanted to talk to Fred about the Rubbles living with them temporarily while they got back up on their feet. And Fred agrees. He wants to look out for his friends.
I've come to talk about the Rubbles' troubles.
What's the matter? Hasn't Barney found a job yet?
It's gotten so bad they've had to rent out their house just to make ends meet.
Where are they gonna live?
Uh-oh. Fred is figuring out that this new work initiative that they're putting into place will put all the quarry workers out of work.
There's something bothering me about this new system we're putting in here.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't pretend to understand it all, but wouldn't this thing put a lot of my guys out of work?
But Mr. Vandercave wants to keep his mind off of that, so he gives them a big old bonus.
A bonus?
That's right, Fred. You deserve it.
And Fred goes to buy a new car. Hey look, and Barney's working odd jobs. At least that's something. Then Barney and Betty are feeling pretty jealous of Fred and Wilma.
1 minute people are your best friends, and the next you're fantasizing they're being ripped apart by a pack of rabid wolves.
And Barney almost lets it slip about him swapping the tests.
Yeah, and it should be us that's squandering all our money and treating our friends like dirt.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Back at work, Mr. Vandercave gives Fred more paperwork to fill out. And Fred asks what it's about.
Well, you sign these and all your good buddies down in the quarry get some much-needed time off.
No kidding.
Fred misunderstands this, thinking that they'll get regular vacations, and so he signs away. Fred is enjoying a nice meal at a fancy restaurant and discovers that Barney works there as a busboy.
Barney, hey, nice skins. Sit down, take a load off.
I can't, Fred. I'm working here.
You're a busboy?
It's honest work.
The rift between them grows. Then Barney sees on TV that all the quarry workers got fired.
Continues to get uglier at Slade & Company following the unexpected layoff of virtually the entire labor force by VP Fred Flintstone.
And now, he and Fred are fighting about it.
Did you hear what happened to everyone at the quarry today?
Yep. A few hours ago, I sent them all off on a nice, long vacation.
You mean a permanent vacation? He fired them.
After a back-and-forth shouting match, Barney tells Fred about him swapping the tests.
Oh, ho, ho, that's rich. What good would it do me to switch tests with the guy that got the lowest score in the quarry?
Then Barney punches Fred and leaves.
Hang on, Betty. I forgot to punch out.
They aren't friends anymore. Barney and Betty move out, and now Wilma's sad, and she tells Fred that she'd rather have her friends back than all this fancy stuff they bought.
Who needs the Rubbles?
I do. But I'll tell you what I don't need. I don't need this necklace.
Wait, is that the leg lamp?
No, I don't need this lamp.
Like in A Christmas Story?
What is a lamp, you nincompoop? But it's a major award. I won it.
Wilma packs a bag, grabs Pebbles, and takes the taxi cab to her mother's house. Fred is sad. Next we see Betty, Barney, and Bam Bam out camping, and it isn't going well for them. Fred is driving to work, but all the former quarry members are right by the gates, and they're throwing stuff at him.
Hey, I'm your friend. You're no friend of ours. And you're a rotten smoker, too.
They're mad. Fred is onto the embezzling scheme, and he's being framed. So he runs off, hiding from the law. Betty and Wilma make up real quick.
I have missed you so much.
I don't care what Barney said. I couldn't let you go through this alone.
Wait, Jay Leno lived in Bedrock?
The case of the embezzling executive.
How old is he? Betty and Wilma break into Fred's office to see if his recording bird has heard anything.
Wake up! Ah! I need your help, Mr. Bird. You are the only one who can help clear my husband.
And now Fred is also on the run from the quarrymen who found him. The quarrymen are gonna hang Fred.
Wait, you can't do this! I was framed! In a minute you're gonna be boxed!
And then they decide to hang Barney too because they used to be friends.
Do you know this guy?
No, he used to be my best friend.
Thanks for filling us in, mister. We could have made a very big mistake here. Hang both of them!
What?
And then, right before they're hung, Barney and Fred make up.
Just a big jerk.
Everybody loves you, Fred. Except, of course, for this lynch mob.
Time to die!
Come on, you'll have plenty of time to bond in the afterlife.
Never mind, wives to the rescue.
Fred is innocent.
They set up the bird, and he clears everything up.
Everybody, listen to him.
Now they go back to Wilma's mother's house, and the place has been broken into. The kids are gone! With a ransom note!
Pebbles and Bam Bam are gone.
They left this.
It's a note.
If you want to see your kids again, bring the Dictabird to the quarry at dawn. No police.
Alright, so Vandercave wants the bird. And he's ready to kill the children if he doesn't get it.
Take one more step, Mr. Rubble, and this quarry safety record will be severely tarnished. Now, give me the bird.
I should have signed with Disney. They never would have allowed this sort of thing to happen.
Then he gets the bird and decides to kill the kids anyway. What a monster! Okay, so when I originally watched this, the movie skipped for me. If it's anything important, I'll fill it in. Okay, so real quick, they couldn't stop the machine, so Barney went up to try and save the kids, and Fred was gonna stay down and do what he could to try and stop the machine. That's about it. Mr. Vandercave is gonna shoot Fred, but then Sharon Stone saves him.
Kiss your bird goodbye. Oh, Mama.
Will there be anything else, Mr. Flintstone?
No, Miss Stone. Take the rest of the day off.
Fred flings a boulder into the machine, and Barney saves the kids. Then Fred defeats Mr. Vandercave with his bowling technique. And then this sludgy gunk falls on him. Then Mr. Slate asks him what that stuff is, and it turns out that Fred accidentally invented concrete.
The machinery went haywire, and the rocks got all crushed up, and that got mixed in with water, and that came all down the hill.
I love this stuff. I'm gonna name it after my daughter, Concretia.
And so he's offered a promotion as the president of the concrete division.
We're going into production immediately.
We?
That's right. You are hereby promoted to president of the entire concrete division.
Fred turns down the promotion.
That's a real nice offer, Mr. Slate, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to turn you down.
Fred, it's a great job, and this time you deserve it.
Barney, all my life I wanted to be a somebody, and when I finally did, I turned into somebody I didn't like.
And asks to be a quarry worker again.
All I want is my old job back and my old life.
But with some extra demands.
And 2 weeks paid vacation for all the men in the quarry, an annual cost of living increase, and those little packets of ketchup in the lunchroom.
Done.
Hey, look, they actually ended the movie by calling back to the drive-in thing. I love it. When I review a John Goodman movie, I rate it on a 3-point scale. A movie can be John Badman, John O'Kaman, or John Goodman. This movie is my first ever John Goodman. The casting was perfect. The story was incredibly interesting, and the jokes were solid. I loved it so much. Was it predictable at times? Absolutely. But by no means was it a bad movie. And I fully intend to watch it again. They also put a special touch of care into this movie, where they took some of the original voice actors from the cartoon series and put them in this with voice acting roles. It was beautiful. That's what I thought of the Flintstones. What did you think? What John Goodman movie do you think I should watch next? If you enjoyed this John Goodman review, liking this video shows me that you enjoyed it and I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this and the other things I tend to make, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and you'll be notified every time I put out a new video. Alright, well, thanks for coming around. Bye!